there, welcome to another segment of Meeting People. My name is Eugene, Engmann, your host. Today we have the special privilege of meeting Bryan Forsmann. He's a great person and friend. And today we have 3 questions for Bryan. He's going to tell us a little bit about himself, a memorable work experience, and any advice for those of you watching. So sit tight and listen. Bryan, over to you.
Hello, thank you. My name is Bryan Forsmann. I'm born and raised in Idaho, lived in Idaho most of my life. I've spent a little time in other places, but came down here in southern Idaho in 1987, came down here to go to school at a Vo-Tech, and I did an internship at the Idaho National Laboratory, and then eventually ended up working for the Idaho National Laboratory, and I was out there for about 21 years. Recently, I've been here at CAES, the Center for Advanced Energy Studies, for the last 6 years, doing material science and working with young researchers and helping them learn how to do research. One of my most memorable experiences, I think I'm creating those now. The last 6 years at CAES have been the most memorable because I get to work with a lot of young, great minds, people from all over the world, and they have a lot of good experiences and stories of places and things that I know nothing about. So I learn a lot about them while they learn a lot about material science. What advice I have for those watching, do exactly what Eugene's doing. Meet lots of people, try lots of new things, and if it's something, especially if it's meeting somebody or doing something and it scares you, but the hazard's not really there, I suggest you tackle that fear because you're just missing out on some really good opportunities. One of the things Eugene mentioned or asked me to maybe explain and talk about a little bit is one year in June of 2006, I was working in a rag glove box doing radioactive materials. I was sectioning brand new fuels for experimental reactor design, and somehow I managed to get a hole in that glove, a glove that I was working in, and I didn't realize it at the time. And in fact, it wasn't until I walked by on the other side of the glove box that I passed a Johnson probe, and the Johnson probe monitors alpha particulate, and it went doo-doo-doo-doo. And I said, oh, that's weird. So I stuck my hand there and it alarmed and it cleared, and I stuck my other hand in there. So then I had a real problem because I was contaminated with both hands. And further investigation and further checking, I was contaminated essentially from head to toe, and some activity from fresh fuel design. It was americium particulate mostly. And so I made for a really rough day because in 2005 I was INL Technician of the Year. So I went from being a really cool guy to a big screw up in one day. So that would be some of my other advice. Don't let one day ruin a career of advancement or a career of experiences. But it did. It ruined my days for quite a few days before I got over it and learned that accidents do happen, and what we learn from those and what we learn to do in the future is most beneficial. So that's all I have, Eugene.
Thank you so much, Bryan. So folks, one thing I got from this is sometimes we fall, sometimes things don't go right, but we shouldn't let that ruin our entire vision of the picture. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you.